conversation, man.
One Pot Podcast, episode 46. Excitement there, Sebastian.
Trev.
Dennis.
It's your boy Donville.
Yo, so guys, we have a little speculation conversation going on. Trev, would you mind reiterate the question just so we can start it properly?
Yeah, one of the first topics was about Steve Harvey's comments on being successful. And he was saying that rich people don't sleep. They don't sleep 8 hours. He was bringing up that, say, because, he lives on the West Coast.
Yeah.
He said, hey, the stock market opens, 6 a.m. in the East Coast. So you got to be up and ready because people that's making judgments with your life is already up. That's the comment he put out.
But, I don't know, Steve Harvey is saying some dumb stuff, though. Like, okay, you not sleeping has nothing to do with you being up early. Those are two different things. Mm-hmm. And it's like some people have been saying for the past couple of decades, like, oh, you don't need to sleep. I'll sleep. Like you were saying, Trevor, I'll sleep when I'm dead. All these different things. It's like, it's just not true. You need sleep. Yeah, maybe some people need to wake up early and not sleep in, but your body needs sleep to even function mentally, for your brain to function. You have to have sleep.
Well, but before Dennis start, let me jump in with a small insight to that. I mean, Donville, both you guys are right. I'm gonna tell you why I said that. So Trev, Chanel helped out with Trevor's engagement, right?
Yeah.
And when she was helping out with his engagement, she didn't sleep for 2 days. Like literally, she stayed up for 48 hours.
Yeah.
And then the day of the event, she kind of like passed out for about 2 hours. That was her thing. So I understand what Dennis is saying, that if you're trying to get something accomplished,
is that successful though?
It's not
Why are
successful.
we relating to it?
No, but I want to say that.
See, in that regard, sorry for cutting you out. That doesn't have anything to do with success. It has something to do with you having something you need to accomplish, and you don't have the proper amount of time to do it. So if you complete that, there's your success, because you completed it in the allotted amount of time that you needed to. So if you're sitting here and you've got 4 classes, you need to study for all 4 classes, you have 3 different labs due and stuff like that, you might find, little times here and there when you can sleep, but if they're all due on the same day, nothing's going to change that.
But the problem, that's not success, because for it to be success, it has to be repeatable. You're gonna repeat that over and over and over and over again, and have the same results every time.
See, but in regards to that is a goal that you need to accomplish by a certain date. Okay, once you finish that, you don't have to do that again. You'll probably get something else afterwards, but at least you completed all of that. Because if you tell your professors, "Hey, I didn't finish everything because, I got all 4 of these classes and, I still needed, to get some sleep in between." So be like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." And then he's going to give you the grade that you deserve because you didn't finish the work.
But you feel me? You going to sleep has nothing to do with you failing a class.
You're missing my point, though.
What I'm saying is you can still get the proper amount of sleep and still pass 4 classes.
What if you don't have the time, is what I'm telling you.
Yeah, because you need to manage your time properly. That's another issue that you have.
What if you don't have that much time to manage? Because Trevor, how long were your labs? How long were your labs when you were in at school? I'm not going to drop your school. How long were your labs?
Full sale, I don't care.
Okay, full sale.
The labs were about 3 hours, I believe. 3-hour labs. But they were going around random times, like one lab was around 2 o'clock in the morning. Then 3 hours there. Then class on that day would be around 3 p.m. Mm-hmm. So it's like you always get time to rest. But that's how they set up their scheduling in Full Sail, or at least with that program. Yeah. But when you're saying, what if you don't have enough time? Mm-hmm. Everyone has 24 hours. There's no one that has more than 24 hours. Mm-hmm. That's the day's length. But what do you do in that time? Yeah. What did you manage that time? Did you, say you got to go work at 6. Did you set up your alarm around, copy me. When you set up your alarm at 3, so when you have time to click the snooze button a few times before you have to really get up, then wake yourself up, go wash up, go whatever. You're still at work.
And I can't do that.
I got a 45-minute early.
It's like, I don't know. That snooze button don't work for me, boy.
It's just, what do you do to manage the time that you're you're given, because we're all given 24.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so perfect example. Have any of y'all ever worked a Black Friday floor set?
Thank
Yeah.
God, no.
I am.
Okay, so have any of y'all ever been a manager at a store working a Black Friday floor set?
No.
No.
Okay,
Not a manager.
there we go. All right, so in regards to that, those days, that weekend right there, your boy took naps. Your boy didn't sleep because stuff still had to get done. Stuff still had to get restocked. And you still had to, count tills and do this, make sure the money was there, make sure the product was there, make sure people weren't stealing, make sure people were coming in for their shifts and stuff like that. Like you had a responsibility during that small time period to get a certain amount of stuff done. Granted, you have your help, your assistants and stuff like that. But when they're looking to you for that guidance, you have to be readily available the entire time.
And you got to be mentally alert, right?
Exactly.
Refreshed, right?
Exactly. So you prepare yourself. Listen. I know where he's going. I know where he's going with it. But you have to prepare yourself beforehand.
Yeah, I agree.
So you can rest after. But that's just a short period of time, because that right there, granted they give you, time in between, but if you're in a position of leadership, it really cuts down dramatically as opposed to, your staff, because your staff, they'll have their, 12 to 8 hours in between and they can rest.
Yeah, they can.
But you can't.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Give me a second, Trevor. I listened to what Dennis said, and I heard what Donville said. One thing is when Dennis talked about his work thing, it kind of opened my idea to what really happens in a lot of these places. Dennis talked about him being a manager, right? If you having something like a Black Friday coming around, or you a business owner, you having one or two managers sitting here going crazy, and just shows me that as a place of business, you need to have proper things in place so managers is not over exerting themselves during these events. Yeah. And one of the reasons why we feel like people is going over and beyond, because I think the way society is now is so driven that it wants to suck you dry before you can feel like you need to accomplish something. And Donville, you are right. You need to have rest, right? But I want to say, Donville, you're a very, very well educated person, so you may be putting those proper things in place for time management. But you have people out there who really don't know how to manage their time.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is we don't want to perpetuate that myth. That's dangerous.
No, it is dangerous.
I believe the same thing when I was in my 20s. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll bust my butt off doing all these things," and then you realize like that's not the right way to go about it, because guess what? You will hit a wall, and you will. And when you hit that wall, when you hit that wall, you're not gonna be able to do anything.
Oh, I've hit that wall before.
Yeah. So, like you said, in those situations, when there's Black Friday, like me at work, like there's weekends where I have to be on my computer, on my laptop for hours upon hours upon hours on a call working. But guess what? I prepare for that.
Yeah.
I know, like, hey, I'm not gonna just be going through my regular routine before that period. I'm gonna rest up and take naps, and that's gonna keep your body fresh, because as a leader, you have to stay sharp.
That's what I said before, though.
You have to stay sharp, and you can't do that without rest.
That's what I said before, though. Like, you prepare beforehand to go through that storm so you can rest after.
So this would be a tough question. Do you think work facilities?
The same thing.
Basically,
I think this is a very good. A very good question. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like if you're in a system or a society where this is what's required of you, I feel like your business need to have areas or facilitate areas where their coworkers can go and rest at. Like, if you're expecting me to be at work and pull some all-nighters sometimes, you may need to provide somewhere for me to sleep, because Trevor, as an artist, you can probably vouch that some artists they pride themselves on living in the studio when they're trying to get that work done. So I understand why artists is like, yo, sleep is the death of cousin, the cousin of death, right? Yeah. Because they're in the studio working, but the point still gets proven that it's not really successful. Like, yes, you're in there working on music, but what happens to all these artists about a week in after they've been trying to do that?
True.
Yeah. Now there is a way to actually take short naps that equal 8 hours and still be successful. Like Ryan Leslie, he's an producer and artist that I follow a lot. And he does that sleep pattern where he'll sleep, I believe it's every 2 hours, he takes a 15-minute nap.
Okay.
And he's able to go throughout the day.
Not me.
Perfectly fine.
It's body training.
Yeah,
to do that.
And that, they say that is healthy. It's as healthy as getting it out.
Because he's finding ways to get it in.
Yeah.
And you know what? That is a very good thing. We're in a mind frame that none of us are athletes. We're all athletes in our own way. And if we find ways to train our mind and body, you'd be surprised what we can do. So, all right, guys, everybody know I'm a documentary person. Came across this this little thing on YouTube talking about people from different countries and what their body is kind of used to based on what they do in their little cultures. And these are all indigenous people. And they're talking about, there's an indigenous group that lives off the coast of Indonesia. Everybody in this tribe basically can stay underwater for up to 5 minutes or more.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
You're talking about the ones that live out in the middle of the water?
I think those are one of them.
They can stay a lot longer than 5 minutes. They can stay under submerged. Some of them can stay submerged for anywhere between 20 to 40 minutes.
I don't know.
Because they train their bodies for that.
Well,
sounds like death to me.
That's
wait.
So Trevor, look, I didn't get to. I'm not gonna say this. Dennis may have had more in-depth information.
Yeah, because I watched the video on them like that. That jump was crazy because their whole village, they're fishermen.
Yes.
So like that type of like stuff, it's like it's one of those situations where when you're a kid, they'll kind of like train you to do it by ways of play.
Yeah.
Like, and then eventually your body just pretty much just gets used to that type of stuff. Just like if you have your kid that, ever since they could run, you have them running every single day. That's something that's not even it won't phase them. They won't get tired from it because their body's conditioned for it.
And then it's a condition. When I watch a documentary, they kind of went a different angle, but it's close to the same angle. What they're talking about is crossbreeding. So basically, these people, for example, Downville, say you're a doctor.
Yeah.
Your wife is a doctor.
Yeah.
Basically, your son or daughter should be somewhere in that doctor's pool because your genes are mad strong. So for how long has these people been living there? The man or women who are mating each other, they're kind of creating a specific gene pool, which when I watch a documentary, because this was the last time I was dropping a chocobo. Nobody don't need to know what a chocobo is. When this came to me, right? So I'm there watching, and it's basically saying that it's evolution has caught these people as well. Yes, they're human beings, but because they live that way, they live the way they live, and of how their people survive.
Yeah,
it's like their gene pool is like built up an immunity. Yeah. So it's like for example, their lungs is actually a little bit more wider, I think. If like something similar to the Michael Phelps thing, and all the people in the tribe basically are like that. And they said they actually go over and beyond where they don't want to mingle their tribes with other people. So they'll take their fish, because then it's the one I'm watching is not. I don't think it's the same one, because these indigenous people, they take the fish that they catch and they bring it to a spot where they basically sell the fish and they buy rice. The only thing that they really buy from outside, from landside is rice. They buy the rice, and they bring it back. But they're very big on not mingling with their kins
with outsiders.
Gotcha. Because they feel like that their gene pool, and they're not saying like it will taint what they're accomplishing. Because when you see them underwater diving, they look it looks natural. When most people is under there with scuba gear, they're like,
it doesn't look natural. It is natural. Wow. Like they're like dolphins, bro. Like, but you gotta look at it this way. It's the same way the white settlers and stuff like that wanted, African people. Like, we were structured differently than they were. Powerful, strong, muscular, stuff like that.
Yeah, wider noses. We could breathe in air.
Yeah, and like they're like, yo, like we could definitely do something with these people. Like that was the reason, like that they bred us.
Yeah,
and they kept us and stuff like that because we were strong enough to do the labor that they didn't want to do.
I hear you. But you see a lot of these things. As I said, I was talking about some craziness earlier. It's like, it's not false hope. It's to understand yes, I knew he was gonna laugh when I said that. The analysis of how things work.
That wasn't slick, Sian. That wasn't slick.
Dog.
That wasn't
Yo,
slick.
you can't. When I tell you can't take this man nowhere, dog. Yeah, he sits there and he'll get into the darndest situations, and you're just sitting there just waiting for it to be over. Oh man. Go ahead, dog.
No, so we're on our way over here to record, right, guys? And
Yeah.
your boy wants some. Dennis was like, "Yeah, I'm hungry. He's gonna go get some Checkers." So we pull up in Checkers. Dennis, I'm very tall, so I couldn't really see who the person with the Checkers, right? And the person was talking, so me naturally, I guess anybody naturally is trying to look to see what the person looks like.
Yeah.
And she busts out, it's like, "Yo, what are you peeping for?"
Ooh.
You feel me? So I decided to.
Before he continues, like it's that. Sorry, but no, no. It was like there was no maybe, it was a no. But continue.
So I forgot what I said, but so
he said he likes looking at beautiful women.
yeah. So I like looking. So I can barely see her. So I like looking at beautiful women. I went to scoot down to see what she looks like, and I'm like.
she was like, "Oh, thank you. You should see my daughter." Trevor, I'm not gonna shame nobody here, but
I think you're already doing it.
She was somebody that I myself, with my particular taste, would not be interested in.
Believe me, sure. If you're going fishing, you ain't using that for bait, bro. All right,
Yo.
Right.
What? You ain't using that for bait?
Yo, so she goes to me.
Wow.
She goes, "Yo, I want you to see. Imagine if you see my daughter." So my response, because I didn't want to make her feel bad.
Okay.
So I'm looking at her. I go, well, the apple don't fall too far from a tree, and then it's gonna turn around and look at me like, "Really, dog?"
You gonna continue?
Did you really just?
Oh, gosh.
You looked at her now. Did you really just say that to her? So we're sitting here. I'm like, "Yeah, I don't really want to burst her bubble." And then look over and say, "Boy, you can't be giving these people no false hope."
Dang.
Because because after that now she's sliding the little window. She happy as life right now. She's like, "Bet," and she's trying to look to see if I'm looking at her, and I'm like I ain't trying to see you. So then it's like, "Yo, look, now I'm gonna have to go back over to the Checkers, and she's gonna see me have this conversation, and I'm gonna have to let her know you're married."
Dang.
I was like, but we're talking about it in false hope. No, guys.
Yeah, because if you go back to that particular spot again. Let's say I pull up over there again, and all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, where's your friend?"
Like,
oh, he's out with his wife. Like something like that. Like, you feel me? Like,
oh man,
you can't be putting me in situations like that.
Speaking of wives,
Yo, you see, everything come full circle.
comes full circle, right?
Yeah, false hope, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. So I'm not sure if everyone got a chance to listen to Aisha Curry. Now, before I give my standpoint on what she says, right? I guess we need to go to a verification if we understand what she was really saying first.
Well, you gotta understand what she said first, then understand what she really meant.
Elaborate for me, please.
Okay. So Aisha Curry's on Red Table Talk with her family, the women, the Curry sisters and mothers,
Yes.
and Jada Pinkett Smith, of course.
Yes.
And she goes in to talk about, they're talking about groupies,
Yeah.
and how all these men, they get these women thrown at them. And, she goes in and say, well, I kind of feel weird because for the past 10 years, I haven't gotten any male attention.
Yeah.
And she feels like, she would like some. Mm-hmm. And immediately the women there was like, hold up. You're not seeing it because you're not looking for it. So they're validating, like, you still beautiful. Like, men are looking at you, but you're not noticing because you're married. And, and at the end of the day, your husband knows that.
Yes.
That you're beautiful. He knows that other men are looking at you. And he's making sure he's taking care of what he needs to take care of at home. But she's gotten a lot of backlash about that.
Yeah.
And, I listened to it. Kind of laughed at some of it because I was like, some of it I was like, oh man, they just really going in on her. And then my wife came to me, and my wife opened my eyes to some things. So like from a married woman's perspective, she can relate because
Yes.
women kind of throw themselves at men that are faithful, married, doing their thing.
Yeah.
and then the women on the other end kind of just get nothing because other men see like, hey, she's being taken care of properly. There's nothing I can do to compete with that. I'm not gonna shoot my shot.
All right, and David, hold that thought for a second. And you said something important. Women will take another married woman's man because they're looking at the success that they're having in another relationship.
Yeah.
And I wanna say it like this, not to say that there's not good men out there, but when you realize from the woman perspective, most of the guys who get with married women is not looking for any form of commitment. It's more like side action. It's more like
give her something that she's not seeing at home.
Yeah, and it's not even that she's giving something she's not seeing at home. It's the fact that it doesn't come. All right, for example, as a married, we're majority of us in the relationship. Not to throw Dennis underneath the single bus right now, right?
What you mean? I'm driving it,
but you do it every time.
Hey, I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I'm the new King Curry. Trevor, you can't hold that title.
Trevor's like, I let my. He let the title.
Trevor can't hold that title.
Fine.
It's Trevor's retired. I got the jersey now.
He got the jersey.
I changed the number.
But I want to say when
I'm driving that bus, by the way. I'm not getting hit by it.
They say I'm driving the bus. Be like, yeah, I'm the driver, not the passenger, guys. Hey. But in a sense that when women in a committed relationship get with another guy, it's more like, yo, it's just for the. Not saying. I know. Before I get to this, male can cheat without emotional attachments. As crazy as it sounds.
Women can too.
In general,
no, not much. I can say this: most women don't cheat with some form of emotional attachment. Like when I'm going. If look, and guys, I'm opening this door right here. I want this to be a question. Anybody, any woman or male who feels that this conversation can go more, I want you to come in, drop a comment, and respond to this. And the reason why I want to say it like this: yo, a guy will get with a girl just so he can get a smash and be out. I know a lot. And not to throw any married men that I know underneath the bus or people in relationship. I know people who are in relationship and who are married who was like, yo, I keep a couple side pieces. And you ask them the question, why you want a couple side pieces? Well, if my girl is too busy and I'm trying to get some fun, nickname for fun, right? I got this on the side. You feel me? And there's no emotional attachment. You love her? No? So what is she's there for? She's just there because whenever my wife is too busy, I need something to go do. You feel what I'm saying? When you talk to a girl, when a girl has a side dude, it's like it's a mental relationship that's technically going on. Most side dudes gets treated like a regular dude. They're expected to be putting in phone time. When if hubby is,
I think that's a myth, though. I mean, not to say that's a myth. I think that's just it's just not true in our society. Like we paint this picture that women don't like sex when they do.
No, they do.
Men and women like sex. The same. I would say this is relatively the same.
No, but what I'm just saying is that we do it. Women do it more emotionally attached.
See, I'm a debunk that. All right, so what Davil was saying is right. We paint it like women don't like sex when they do.
They do.
Yeah.
The difference between that is a male will not care how he goes about that, but a woman will constantly try to protect her image to prevent her from looking a certain type of way.
That's true.
That's why you have the phrase you have things that are done in the dark.
Yeah,
you feel me? So you could have a girl that's sitting there reading a book. Looks like she never touched a dude in her life that got more bodies than all four of us put together.
It has more bodies.
You feel me? Like, but she does her stuff a different way. Meanwhile, you got another dude that be out the club like every weekend. He's snatching a different shorty.
Yeah,
he does his stuff out public.
Yeah.
So like that's completely different on that aspect. And as far as like the emotional attachment to things, like it all depends on how you go about it. Because I know females that literally do that with no emotional attachment. Yeah. The thing is they only want one, specific thing.
Yeah.
That's it. Either they want somebody to hang out with.
Yeah.
Somebody to talk to, somebody to smash. Dudes, somebody to hang out with, somebody to talk to, somebody to smash. It's the same thing.
Here's the thing though. Any of them dudes that just want somebody to smash. Mm-hmm. Tell them like, yo, the girl you smashing, she got about 5 other dudes she smashing. Tell me what dude's gonna be cool with that.
Yeah, he gonna look at her.
Tell me what dude's gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm cool with that.
But is it his girl?
I don't care if it's girl or not. For this example, I'll say it's not his girl.
All right.
Is that the same
all right,
way
see,
with
you know
body
what?
count too?
You know what? I'll throw myself out there on that one. Like if I'm sitting there,
Yeah.
and because if I'm sitting there and I'm smashing a chick or something like that.
Yeah.
If she's sitting there and she's doing her thing or whatever, that's her business. That's not mine. We have our time where we're just vibing. Because that's not my chick. You feel me? As long as I'm sitting there and I'm running about the game safe, like if you're sitting there and you're running through like 5 or 6 dudes, that's something different. You feel me? But like if usually I prefer like, it just being me, but I'm not in charge of that person's life. You feel me? Like they do whatever it is that they want to. We have an arrangement.
So a woman is just they're more better at keeping their things secretive. When, as you said, guys really.
There is some females that don't care, but the difference is the females that don't care are labeled.
Dennis, you want an open relationship?
Huh?
You want an open relationship?
Are you down for open relationship?
No, I'm not saying this is all your preference. I'm just wondering. I wonder if that would work for
type.
No,
it's not.
That ain't gonna work for Dennis.
See here, I prefer to be in a relationship, but I'm not gonna be in a relationship with somebody that I don't want to be in a relationship.
Let me rephrase the question for Trevor.
I don't waste my time. Like that's basically it.
Would you be in an open relationship where you're the one in the open relationship where your girl is committed?
No.
I just want to make sure.
Because I honestly, go ahead.
The only reason I brought this is because I heard this before, and this couple was in an open relationship. And the same thing you're saying is like they're okay with their so and so going out or even attracting whatever else. Maybe not even to bring it home, but to find attraction to somewhere else, which is. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
But here's the thing. The way I was explaining is I'm not dating this chick. I'm not with this chick. Like, we have an arrangement. So she sits there and she hits me up one day and she's like, oh, I started talking to this guy or whatever and, things are getting serious. I'm like, oh, okay, that's it. That's cool. I'm happy for you. That's it. Our arrangement is done.
You called that though, right?
That's basically the way I look at it. Like we're knocking boots. Like there's nothing else behind it. Like we both have that arrangement. An open relationship is a situation I would never get myself into because the second that situation goes south, you only have yourself to blame for it. You feel me? Like I prefer my situations to be committed. But when it comes to like, doing that type of stuff and you're not in a relationship with the person, that's on you. Like, you feel me? There's a difference between you and that person talking and you and that person just smashing. You feel me? If y'all two are talking, then that, that treads into a light category. Then, okay, if you're sitting there and you're entertaining other people, that's something I wouldn't want you to do because, hey, we're getting to know each other. We're talking. We're on that level. But if we're sitting here and it's one of those things where you just meet up a couple times out of the week, to knock that shit out, and then, she goes on about her business, that's something completely different. You feel me?
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not in tune with the generation.
But at the same time, you're married, he's married. And he's engaged.
No, even before I was married, I'll be like, "Oh, you doing what? Hold up."
Yeah, but I want you to understand. As a generation,
I look left like, hold up.
The generation
that was really good right now.
The generation did shift. Like we're in a time period right now where all the young kids and stuff like that. That's all they're doing.
Dang.
That is literally all they're doing. Like granted, they might find somebody to settle down with for a little bit like that, but like the side attention and stuff like that. I know people that are in their, relationships with boyfriend and girlfriends and still entertaining people on the side, male and female. Dang. Why? Because they like that fresh attention.
I guess it's
like that. The attention makes them feel like they're wanted from somebody. You feel me? You have people that don't need that validation.
Yeah.
Like that don't need it at all. Like you already got your male or your female at home.
You said something important a little while ago, and I think this is one of the reasons why you can't give people false hope. If you do not go into a relationship, you feel what I'm saying, Donville? Thinking that this is what I'm gonna do for you. Because when you start telling people that this is what I can do, and you can't do what you're saying, that is giving that person that false hope. Sometimes I feel like people just need to come to a relationship like, this is me, and that is you. Like me for me, like I'm gonna like you for you, and then we see where this go. But when I'm sitting here, you start making all these promises like, yo, being in a relationship with me, this is what is gonna happen. I'm gonna love you unconditionally, blah 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 blah. Goes down the whole list, and then because those things happen in puppy love stage. I call that puppy love, guys. Or I'm not sure if anybody else has a different name for beginning part of a relationship.
Yeah,
you feel me? But what happens after the puppy love stage? It's like, yo, why? And it comes back to the Aisha Curry thing. It's like, why? I want to know. This is my question. If you're with somebody, if you're with the person who you love, and you really say that's the person you want to be with, why do you really need validation from somebody else that you're looking good?
Here's the thing, and this is why I'm gonna defend her on that, because what she was saying, I understand. Because you got to look at it this way: she's in the limelight. Her husband, famous basketball player, stuff like that. So, like, let's say, like how you had Shaq when Shaq was dating Hoops and stuff like that, and like you still had dudes that was like, yo, like any day of the week type of ordeal, because Hoops is bad and stuff like that. They didn't care. Like for her, it's less about people just throwing themselves at her, and more about validation that she actually looks good. Because like from what she was saying, like all these groupies are throwing themselves at her dude because her dude's successful, her dude's looks good, stuff like that.
Yeah,
but that same attention is not coming to her, so she's looking down on herself. That's a self-esteem thing. Granted, she's she was looking for that type of attention too, from what it sounded like. But it's more or less for her to know that she still looks good.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Here's my take on it. We can't talk about anyone's insecurities because everyone got it.
No, we all got it.
Right?
True.
And that's her problem, right? Or that's her issue that she has to deal with personally.
Exactly.
I got some insecurities too. Sometimes it's not. I don't really need to hear it, but sometimes that attention I get when a girl looks at me sideways and say, "Oh, what he doing with?" Kind of makes me like a boost up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think I understand what she was meaning with that. But my take with this, I don't think it was just about Mel. Even though she said Mel, but when you're around a bunch of people talking at a table, you might just say the first thing in your mind and say, "Oh, male attention."
Yeah.
I think it is. Here's my question: what is she? What is Aisha Curry? When you first hear about Aisha Curry, who is she?
Jamaican.
No.
Steph Curry's wife.
Not like where she's from.
Okay.
Steph Curry's wife.
Steph Curry's wife.
Is that all we know her as? And I think that's what your wife was getting at.
Cook a little bit.
Yeah.
And she can cook. All she's known about is being Steph Curry's wife, and she could cook a little bit. What is her position in this world? Because all we know her as Steph Curry's wife. The same thing as when we're in relationships, like say
my wife goes through this.
Me and Tati, what y'all gonna know her as? Oh, that's Trevor's. She's more than that.
Yeah.
She's 23 Guyanese Jamaican.
Wait, hold on.
Government.
Hold on. Tati, when I see you, dog, I'm gonna make sure you know ahead of time you need to listen to this. Because Trevor is dropping some very strong information.
No attention needed.
No attention needed. I mean, I'm gonna say this, Trevor. That's a lot. That's a lot to be said. I want to say something that's Aisha Curry. I feel as Trevor, and I'm gonna change the narrative on the same perspective. She is somebody without Steph, right? But this is my question: who is she looking for the validation from? Because I'm gonna keep it real, and I'm gonna go way south with it. If Aisha Curry pulls up in the hood, dog, all the attention she need, she gonna get. Because she gonna pull up in the hood, and hood dudes is gonna see her and be like, "Yo, mama,
yo, bright skin,
yo, light skin, come over here." But and this is the reason why I go back to this: is what attention is she really looking for? I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Trev gave me. Give me a second. Trev gave me a very good angle of what she may be saying, because she may have been in the heat of the moment, so it may have came out wrong.
No, because I had exes say that too.
What, Trev?
Like I had an ex. She was saying that all she's known as is Trev's girl, and then when that relationship ended, that's all you were known as, Trev's girl. You didn't have a foundation of.
Nah, it's not Trev's girl, it's Trev's ex.
Was Trev's girl. Yeah.
What was your name again?
You know what I mean?
But
They know.
that's yo.
It'd be like that sometimes.
I'm sorry, little one.
Look, so for anyone that's listen to our podcast that got Thanos, don't feel no way, dog. But just so you know, there ain't nobody looking for the Infinity Stones for you, dog. So you ain't coming back.
Yeah, but like here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like let's say you got two people that you guys knew separately, completely for a while, and then those two people start dating or whatever. You known them both separately, so you're not gonna associate one with the other like that. You feel me? As opposed to where if you you start dating somebody, they pop up, and then that's when you meet them. You're gonna associate that person as the person that came with that person till they establish themselves to you in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, see, I have an example. See, right here. It was a perfect example of that. Because when you first came around, and said, "Yo, I'm gonna head out and bring Sienna Chanel with me," and it said, "Oh, who's?" When other people talk about y'all, I said, "Oh, that's Trev's people." I'm like, "What?" I'm thinking y'all were around enough to be established with "Oh, that's my people too." That's and another friend, Hassan. Hassan was like that too, and they said, "Oh, that's Trev's people." I'm like, "No,
That's Hassan.
That's Hassan now. Nowadays, it's Hassan. Everyone is cool with him.
Yeah.
But it's just, it takes time to get. That's a different type of validation. I think Aisha was talking about, and that's a lot of things that a lot of our friends and a lot of our significant others go through.
Well, my wife
hold on.
Yeah.
So basically, and when it comes to terms with that, you got to think about it. She's not in the limelight that much. You feel me? Especially after she went through that whole thing with the NBA and stuff like that, and they stopped showing her on TV for a while. She's not out like that. So she's basically doing her own thing on the side, and she's known as Steph Curry's wife for that same reason. Now, do we know Kim Kardashian as Kim Kardashian or Kim West? Even though she's married and she's Kim West, we still know her as Kim Kardashian. That's with Kanye West.
No, she didn't change her name.
They still call her Kim West.
She changed her name. Her makeup line is KKW, so she's fully invested Kim Kardashian West. But the thing with Kim is she was doing that stuff before Kanye, so it's
that's where my point came across. We knew her as well as him, and then they came together.
Got you.
She came in with Steph.
Yeah.
You feel me? So we know her as Steph's wife, but what she's looking for is that that attention that she looks good. But when it comes to that whole celebrity lifestyle type stuff, most of the celebrities that are married to people and everything like that we don't know about, we're gonna be like, "Oh, she's pretty," and then you'll see him again. "Oh, that's George Clooney's wife or Daniel Craig's wife or something like that," because we don't know them in that limelight, as opposed to a Jay-Z and Beyonce type thing.
True.
"Oh, who's that?" "That's Beyonce. She's married to Jay-Z." "That's Jay-Z. Jay-Z's married to Beyonce," type of thing.
Yeah, well, then hold on. A lot of the people
let me jump real quick. And the thing with Aisha Curry, I want to say Steph Curry's wife. The thing with Aisha Curry is that she doesn't go out looking for that attention. She's an Instagram model. She doesn't present herself extra. Thought-delicious. So it's you shouldn't expect that from people because you don't present it. You forget food. Come on now.
No, but you see,
everybody looking at Martha Stewart. Dang, she looks sexy, girl. But we do. I gotta admit that we do respect Aisha Curry because we're yo, she's a God-fearing woman. Yeah. She's cooking for her man. She's holding her man down.
She is cover girl too.
Respect. It's not like people are who's she? Who's she?
Look at Oprah and Stedman.
I know who she is.
We know Stedman as the dude that's been with Oprah for years.
I didn't know who Stedman is, dog. I'm gonna
Stedman exists.
See, but here's the thing: when we know Oprah, he's who's Oprah with? Oh, that one dude, Stedman. You feel me? That.
I have to think about his name. Stedman.
What is his last name?
I was about to say the same thing.
I thought that was his last name.
See,
look at what I'm talking about.
Madonna now?
I don't know. But at the same time, he accompanies hurt. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like you're known as the chick that's always at your man's basketball games with your kids. Yeah. Like people see you on TV with your kids. He comes over, kisses his kids on the forehead, type of ordeal. Yep. That's what you're known as. You're known as the whole.
I'm gonna say this. Look,
yeah, but like if you're sitting there, like you see all that type of stuff on TV, and you just gonna slide in the girl DM, you don't want to be known as that dude, because like you got some females that'll be quick, to put you on a crucifix, dog. Like they'll sit there and you'll be that dude, and you will be that dude forever, dog. You'll be the one dude that tried to holler at Steph Curry's girl, got curved because she was a God-fearing woman and chose to put you on blast. You feel me? Woman, and chose to put you on blast. You feel me?
Don't get you gonna be that guy
here. So like that type of situation is like. You gotta have some form of respect, and like that man has respect to his name.
Yes, he does. So Steph has a lot of weight to his name. But I'm gonna say this: this is a very good picture of what society think good women are, and I want to use the term is what good women are. Right? We're in a generation where we see a girl in a bathing suit or her undies, thong and bra, and most guys looking at it like, yo, that's what I want in my life. You feel me?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm gonna keep it real and not to debunk, not to kill any female's joy. After the first time I get to where I need to get to without being too graphic, a lot of things change. You feel me? Then you start thinking about, yo, what kind of substance or value does this person have?
After?
Guys can't think straight.
No, I'm not saying
before.
So you mean to tell me it's then, yo, what's your favorite ice cream?
Sometimes it's like that.
Oh, pistachio. Hey, you need to leave.
That's the way society is. Most time when a guy meet a girl, and this is the thing, I'm keeping it real. I'm trying to change within my son. I want to make sure of that.
I know. Just one quick thing. I heard this on a different podcast. There's one guy who was talking to this girl that he really liked from a long time. Finally got to have a sit down conversation. They were listening, or they were hanging out, and the radio was playing, and Boyz II Men Mama was playing. Right? The girl said, "Oh, that song's ghetto. Turn that off." And he was super turned off.
Oh, that would have been it for me too,
was
dog.
just like, "Yo."
Did you say mama?
His mind went like,
mama.
We cannot connect nowhere else.
Yeah, like
that's
what I'm
this is
telling.
not going to work.
In that example, let me sit there and start talking to somebody. And she's like, "Yo, Michael Jackson's trash." I hear that. I won't even say bye. I'm just getting up and I'm leaving.
It's like, oh, all right.
Do you want your check, sir? She got it.
The Michael Jackson hater over here got it.
For real. You don't like Michael Jackson? Yeah, charge her twice.
Matter of fact, make sure my to-go plate is ready. My to-go box. She's paying for it too.
Yeah, like you got stuff like that. That'll just completely just like
some of that stuff can happen before the sex ever come across. If you actually have a conversation.
Sometimes those conversations are actually what make it a whole lot better. That's why, like, when I'm on my like little endeavors and stuff like that, like I like to actually, I get yo, for real, it's real. Y'all keep me busy. Shout out to y'all keep me busy, dog.
That
y'all keep me busy. Hey man, I'm living a bachelor's life. That's all I gotta say. But whatchamacallit, the thing is, like, you like to actually get to know, like, I like some form of substance.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because that's how you decide whether or not, like, this one is something that you want to go in that direction with.
Of course.
That, and at the same time, I'm just not going to let anybody into my crib. So, like, basically, you're
right. There's going to be some buildup, but...
Yeah, like the build up is part of it. You feel me? Because then you at least feel like you have some form of connection to that person.
Well, and it's not even that. Words are words. A lot of people can use words just to get around what they're trying to accomplish. So you can say things, but as I said, when you get to the first part after the first thing, most people start looking for some of them words that turns into action. You feel me? Like the girl you're talking to who's gonna let you know, boy, if we even do some stuff and I'm at your house, when you wake up, there's gonna be breakfast in bed, and then you do some things, and then she get up and ain't no breakfast. You're looking at her like,
no,
she'll do it for like the first little bit. You're like, yo, you ain't make no breakfast today. Yo, what you think this is?
False hope.
Yo, speaking of that, I've been saving this one.
Snap some girls.
I've been saving this one.
Yo, I don't like that one.
When I tell you, hold on. When I tell you, because your boy got me too, dog.
They didn't say he got me too.
My bad, but I got me too. I got me too, bro.
Do you know what that means? Before we go,
yes, it's when you're sitting here and you're sexually harassed in a manner that makes you uncomfortable.
Wait, what?
I'm smart, Donville. Thank you.
That's what you told me.
I'm sorry, dog.
What's your college?
Did you file a police report?
Huh?
Did you file a police report?
No, I was more in shock than anything.
So you can get me too, dog. That was just you.
Please tell the story.
I'm telling the story. It's not in a manner where I need to file a police report, but I feel like, you know, it was slightly, you know, disrespectful in a manner. You feel me? So, all right. Story time. Basically, I'm sitting here and I'm on the way to my friend's house to see my god kids and stuff because I haven't seen them in a little bit. So next thing I know, I get this message from you know, somebody on Facebook I knew for a while.
Insert name here.
Stuff like that.
Insert name here. If you know your name and you feel like putting it on the podcast, feel free to go ahead and leave that comment so we can insert you here.
Huh?
Is it a Becky?
No, it's not a Becky.
Oh,
it's a Isha.
It's a Isha.
Yeah. No island, straight Isha. Straight Isha. So like I was sitting there and, you know, she was like, oh yeah, I need to talk to you about something. So I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, and I've known her for like 5+ years. So like, I didn't mind it. You feel me? So she's sitting there, she's talking about, I knew for a fact she was engaged. You feel me? So she's sitting there and she calls me and she's like, yeah, you know, I don't understand why he keeps doing this and doing that and blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, he tells me he hates me and this, that, and the third. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay. And the whole time I'm thinking, you know, you have somebody that's just looking for a voice of reason, which I don't mind. Okay. You know, I'll listen and stuff like that. So she's saying, oh, well, if he's going to sit there and he's going to go out and start doing all this stuff and holler at other females and, you know, get naked pictures and all that type of stuff, I'm just going to do me because we already broke up. But for some reason, he still lives there and he won't leave. I'm like, because he still lives there. so as this conversation is getting more interesting, my spider sense starts going off. And I'm like, okay, she didn't call me for no reason. You feel me?
You trying to send me pictures?
Yeah. Where is this going? You feel me? So I'm like, okay, I'm sitting here, I'm trying to give advice and stuff. I'm like, obviously, you know, y'all got, you know, together for a reason. You got engaged for a reason. Y'all have a kid together and stuff like that. Like, y'all just had a kid. Like, so, like, y'all, you know, y'all just need to sit there, work your stuff out, you know. Just get back to what it is that got you together. You know, I'm being, you know, the responsible guy. Yeah. And she's like, nah, he already told me he hates me and I can't stand him anymore. And blah, like she starts going on.
But go ahead.
Yeah, so she just keep going. And I'm sitting here and I'm trying to slide that go back to your man conversation, like in there repeatedly. Yeah. And like she's just pushing off to the side. So then she's like, how long have we known each other? I'm like, probably like 5 years, something like that. She's like, okay. So she's like, so you know me for 5 years? You're gonna have to bleep this out because I can't just do it. She's like, yo, you know me for 5 years and you haven't tried to f me yet? And like, dog, when I tell you I froze, when I tell you I froze, I was sitting here and I didn't say anything. And she was like, hello? I'm like, yeah. It's like, oh, you ain't hear me? Yeah, it was a phone conversation. I was like, yeah. And she's like, you're not gonna say anything? I'm like, what do you want me to say? I'm like, yo, like you engaged. She's like, oh, we're not together anymore. I'm like, okay, but yeah, I haven't. And she's like, why not? It's like, I don't understand why not and stuff like. I'm like, yo, like. I don't know what to tell you right now. Like, it came so quick. Like, granted, I was expecting her to try to, like, you know, insinuate some things. But there's a difference between insinuating and literally full on saying something like that. And for me, I felt more disrespected than anything. Because, one, you're sitting there and you actually still live with the person that you're engaged to. Yeah. You feel me? Regardless of what you say, that is the person that you're engaged to. That person gave you a ring. Y'all are going through whatever business y'all are going through, and you still approach me in this manner. You feel me? Like, she basically gave me the side dude conversation.
So then if you're like, so I'm a pitcher and I'm throwing some balls. Do you feel like catching?
No, I told her, I'm like, yo, like
catching.
I was like, yo, regardless of the fact, like, you got a dude at home, like, and on top of that, y'all had a kid together. Like, I'm not even looking at you like this is wrong. You feel me? I'm like, I'm not looking at you like that. I'm like, yo, I don't do that, dog.
Yeah, but like, you said something important, and this is why, and not to knock. A little while ago, I was gonna say an issue, but this is what goes on with people, right? And I guess this is what the conversation I had 5 minutes ago should have got fixed based on what I said, because Dennis said to me, you know, we're talking about my mind being cleared after the first endeavor, right? You know, that being said, as people, we need to put an effort into getting to know somebody first before we really start needing to making headways into the next chapter of a relationship, because it makes no sense you don't read the introduction and skip right into chapter 1, and then when you realize, yo, this ain't the book for me, read the introduction.
Chapter 1, she went to chapter 17. Like,
well, chapter 18, dog, because
it's
18
like,
years.
No, like, the thing is, it's like, it made me feel some type of way, bro. Like, it really did. Like, granted, like you can feel flattered from the situation that a person would reach out to you like that. Yeah. But I'm not the type of dude you're gonna hit up when you sitting there going through, you know, some stuff with your dude. And I'm gonna be the one to go and cut you up when you're sitting there beefing with your dude, and then when y'all good, you go back. I'm not a freaking rental dog, like, yo. And on top of that, I don't do rebound situations. Like, I don't I'm like, yo, like,
I'm not Aaron's nor Rent-A-Center.
Yo, right? For real, dog.
And
like,
I don't play basketball. So
yeah, I don't do pass back, dog. But like, it's just like, it really did make me feel some type of way. And then when I got to, you know, my friend Sam's crib and stuff like that, and I told her, she was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah," like, I'm like, this is what happened, and she's seen that stuff happen to me before. Like, you feel me? Like she knows like all the stories and stuff like that, and like, I think now that I'm in a later mindset. Like, I'm older now and stuff like that, and I've seen things and everything like that. Like, it honestly disgusted me. Like, if there was any form of attraction that was there, it's completely dead. Gone. Because, like, regardless of the fact of if you sit there and like y'all two end up splitting up like for good or whatever, and you eventually down the line want to come my way, I'll never ever be able to look at you like that, because that type of stuff alone, I'd never be able to trust you, dog. You feel me? So like, if we sit there and like we're going through our whole like, you know, beefing situation, and this is what you do, that's not attractive.
Yeah, you gonna do the same thing?
Yeah, that's not marital values to me. You feel me? But the sad thing is, that's what's happening now. Like, that whole structure, you know, our parents were raised on and stuff like that. That whole, you know, through thick and thin type of mentality is gone.
It is gone. I want you to understand, our attention, this generation, where the generation has gotten to, just, I don't want to tie people to just generation, because there's older people doing it too. We're in a time or a generation where our attention is very short. What we look at that looks good right now, right? In 5 minutes, we're gonna find something else that we think looks just as good or better, or something else to capture imagination. Back in the day, when a man had his beautiful wife, because he was more just going straight to work and coming home straight to his queen, he didn't really have any time to invest into anybody else. Now you have social media. Most time, matter of fact, when I go drop a deuce, right, I'm probably on my cell phone looking at Facebook, scrolling through Instagram, if you know what I'm saying, or going down one of my wormholes. But what a lot of these wormholes leads to a lot of people is what's caused infidelity, because now you find yourself on Instagram. you go on Instagram nowadays, even if you ain't trying to find thotties,
they're gonna find you.
They're gonna find you. You feel me?
Don't click on the explore page.
Yo, it's not even that. You may see one of them that you're like, oh my gosh, she looks pretty nice. Okay, I'm just gonna follow one, right?
Yeah.
Yo, you follow that one, I guarantee you within the next like 5 hours, there's gonna be like 50 of them sending you some requests like, oh, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me. And then you get tagged into that wormhole. You go on places like Facebook. And I'm using Facebook very loosely in this term, in the sense that you go on Facebook and you start reconnecting with a lot of your old school friends and those circles that you probably used to run around that you don't run around no more slowly started opening up again, right? And you start, oh, that was my homie, she's pretty cool, like me and her so we used to hang back in the day, we ain't doing nothing. And then you get hit with one of these, like a message, oh, I've been thinking about you for the last couple of years, and you're like like what?
I've gotten those.
I've gotten the same thing. Like I have shorties that I knew from Jamaica, right? And I've been looking at them, telling them, I'm like, look, don't get twisted. CN ain't got no money. CN broke. You feel me? Don't let podcasts like you fool y'all. You feel me? Don't let all them listens that we got fool y'all now. I ain't making no $1 million. Just so we can get it right. You feel me?
Oh man.
Yo, go hit me up.
Don't let podcast life fool you.
Yo, go hit me up. I see you got over 300 likes, so I know people who on Instagram making millions of dollars.
Oh man,
millions! Like, hold up.
Oh,
and then out of the blue was like, yo, well, if you ever would like me, to come in your podcast, I can model for you and your friends. And then my wife is gonna look at me.
Oh yeah, she gonna model for audio.
Hold up, I want you to
That's crazy.
So me and me and my wife don't trust each other, but we have so much trust that I'm logged into my wife's Facebook.
Yeah,
my wife is logged into my Facebook. She's logged into my Instagram. I'm logged into her Instagram. Yeah. She's logged into my email. I'm logged into her email. So when I open my phone, if you send me a message on Facebook, she gonna get it too.
Yeah.
You feel me? If you send me an email, she gonna get it. So this is me pulling off. Mom, I'm sorry. I'm married, right? So
yeah.
When that conversation hit me, the whole part that I said I'm sorry, I'm married. Went out the door.
Never existed.
Yo, we slide back right up to the picture. Like, okay, so what's going on with this? Like, did you read a comment underneath it? I don't need to read a comment. We're right here. And I'm like, dog, like, I'm begging you, please read a comment. See that your boy did something right. You feel me? Then my wife had to be like, okay, so she started messaging the girl, like, yo, so yeah. So you feel me? She started messaging. No, I'm gonna keep it real.
Keep in mind, she's a Leo.
She's a Leo. So look, I was all for her doing the talking, because I'm like, look, you ain't doing nothing wrong. Homegirl is gonna hit her. I thought you said I look good.
Bumbleclot.
So she looked at me. She's like, oh yeah, I did say you look good. So she looked over at me. You said she looked good, huh? So this is me. When did I say that? Oh, when you're in high school. You feel me? But I'm just showing you now.
Yeah, she was trying to set you up for failure.
I want you to understand. She sent me the picture and she said, "I'm saying she looks good." Yo, what I said in the conversation, because she was like, "Oh, you don't think I'm so pretty?" I said in the conversation above, "Yeah, you used to look good. You used to look good in high school, right?" And then I started telling her, well, look at pictures of my kids and stuff like that. And then, but that was like 10 conversations up. Yeah. And then that's when she dropped the picture. Like, yo, like she was dropping the picture. Like, yo, you give me all this family talk, and I'm trying to throw you the ball. You feel me? And that's when I started telling her, like, yo, like, don't think the podcast life is fooling you. Like, I made sure I told her that. Like, don't let the post of the numbers fool you.
Don't let the thousands of listens and all that fool you. We are struggling. we still got bills.
We all got bills. You know what I'm saying? And,
I'm joking.
And she's looking at me like, oh, because and it's not even that, guys. Because I like Donville. Like I said, Donville is excellent and doing a lot of her PR work, right? Mm-hmm. But I try to slide it in every now and then.
PR work, I like that.
PR work, official. But I like to slide into because I like to talk to on my Facebook. If I see any entertainers that is kind of linked to me, right? I'll throw them like, yo, I send the messages like, yo, check out the One Pot podcast. If you ever feel like you want to come on, hit me up.
Yeah.
I do a lot of that. So that's how she kind of heard from me. Do you guys know Tony Rebel?
Yeah.
Love me like a fish, vegetable.
Yeah, of course.
All right, so she is related to Tony Rebel. You feel me? So I'm sitting here trying to promote this, like, yo, I'm trying to see if I can, get your uncle to kind of slide in so we can do this interview. You feel what I'm saying? Guys, I want to say
all she needs is somebody to catch a bone.
Dennis is like, yo,
That's like, I would be there.
You said she looked. You know what? I'm not gonna indict you. Let me see what she looked like later.
No, she done deleted her, dog. I gotta stay
Yo,
away
she
from
got
that.
Thanos, man.
I can't
Y'all
search for
be
him.
killing me, dog. Every time I have a moment where I can shine with
There's
my
opportunity.
expertise, it's gone.
out.
You know,
Expertise.
But Dennis, when it first happened, because and guys, look, I have a lot of friends, because when I was in high school, I'm gonna say high school in Jamaica and high school here. Mm-hmm. In high school in Jamaica, I played football. I don't call it soccer. Played football, played basketball, did track and field, right? And I was also in drama. So when it comes to like what's going on throughout the year, your boy was very involved. So I'm not saying I was popular. People just know me because in Jamaica, sports kind of dictate your popularity. So as long as you're doing one sport, we used to have a thing we call season girls, right? Based on what sports season you're in at the time, is what kind of girls you're around. So I was known for that. When I came to America, I wasn't more athletic. I was very much into my dancing thing. I suck at dancing, but I love to dance. But when I first came here, most people, I went to all Hispanic school. No one knew what island dancing was. So I became the forerunner for that in my high school. Shout out to Sunset High. Your boy still got love for you. Lord order there, dog. You feel me? And so I've always had some popularity where people has had an opportunity to know me. And I'm not saying I'm popular. People just know me. Just like what Trevor said. I know, Trevor, we discussed earlier how we know each other, like that's Trevor's homie. But as time gone by, we all have blossomed in our own self.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I associate with a lot of people in all my communities. I can't hide from that. But it's like, we're in a society now that people can't just see you and be friends. It was okay when you used to walk by people in the street and say hi. But it's like the way social media is taking hi into a whole nother direction.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I kind of understand, but hey.
I remember those posts that used to go around, like little memes and stuff like that, where like you see a picture of a girl with a car broken down and a dude pull over and be like, hey, you need some help? And all of a sudden she say, I have a boyfriend. Mm-hmm. And, like that type of stuff. Because, like, people take stuff out of context sometimes. But
context of the word, dog.
Regardless of if you approach the conversation the right way, they will pull something out of it, dog.
All right. No, guys, I know we've gotten to the meat of what we were talking about today, right? I want to squeeze a little thing in. I think we stuck in substance, right?
All right.
I want to do a rest in peace to. Is it? I want to make sure I said the dragon name. Is it Rhaego? I just want to do a rest in peace to him. Davin, I'm already dead, dog.
R.I.P. Rhaego.
He already gone.
I don't know.
Hold on, before you start on that, rest in peace to Pua Magazvia.
A rest in peace, dog.
The Red Power Ranger Storm Ranger.
Oh yeah, he
Ninja
passed
Storm
away.
Ranger.
Yeah, he passed away. Yeah,
Passed away. 38 years old. They haven't named it yet, but. He was pretty much the first Samoan Red Ranger. Like that was one of my favorite seasons right there. Like that boy was good.
Oh, and rest in peace to the Rockets, dog. Tragic. Trevor, you didn't watch the game last night, did you?
Of course. I saw the highlights. I was watching Detective Pikachu last night.
Oh, you watched it? How was it?
That was actually good.
All right, so the kids got to go watch it.
Yeah. But you're like, it's good enough where, the kids can watch it, but the adults could catch the little reference and jokes. Okay. And it was like, I was laughing the whole time.
So, went to Cinema World to watch a movie. The kids, Chanel's family was in town, and they wanted to do the end game. And they had a little Pokemon trainer lady girl at the picture thing. So Noah went over there, right? And she's like, oh, hug me. And he's like, I don't want to touch you. So he decided to hug her and hug her and cuffed her body, dog. That was the funniest thing of life. So he hugged her like this. So he cuffed her, and I'm gonna keep it real, yo. The bloodline is deep, boy. She just turned around, looked down at him, and smiled. And my wife was like, "Noah, let go." And I'm looking at her like, dog.
Oh man.
Yo, she ain't complaining. Like, let my boy live.
No.
Like, Trev, he did this because he's trying to hug her, but the way her because she's not
she was tall, isn't
no,
she?
she's not tall. She's short too. So you see, when he goes to write this, he kind of has his hand up like this, trying to hug her for the picture, right? Mm-hmm. But his hand just kind of is like right underneath her right cheek. Ooh, so so his hand is just like sitting on it. So I saw it from the side, and I'm laughing now because she looked down at him, right, and smiled and looked for the picture, and my wife was looking at me like, yo, I know my husband. Like, what he's laughing about right now is not too good right now. So she was like, "Noah, let her go." So I'm sitting there dying laughing, and the girl was like, "Oh, he ain't doing anything wrong." You're the real MVP, dog. You're the real MVP. That's but yeah, we took some pictures of that, Trevor. Yeah. So we the kids want to go see it. I definitely got to make that happen. Taking all donations for free tickets. Just so y'all know. Yeah. But yeah.
Game of Thrones.
All right, guys. So
Sunday.
You rest in peace, Miss Sunday.
R.I.P. Miss Sunday.
Yeah, rest in peace to the dragon. That's our recap. I think we already know the name of the episode that's coming out, so we're not going to talk about it. I think what I really want to get to is the final episode. If we're going to do any prediction.
You can't skip over that episode like that.
No, I mean the episode.
Yeah, a couple other things did happen.
Yeah,
go on. Elaborate.
Go ahead, Dennis.
All right, so let's see. That episode that was the one they had the dinner.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
She was mad jealous.
Yeah, but like the thing is like everybody was painting Jon Snow as the hero.
Yeah,
you feel me? And John kept telling them like, "Yo, like if she didn't pull up,
her dragons,
it would have been over for us." But like she technically is the hero. But the thing is, the way she pulled up and the fact that she's a foreigner, is the reason why they kind of treat her like that. Granted, they accepted her a little bit more because them dragons did like help out a lot.
Yeah,
but she's still sitting there throwing her weight around. And they don't appreciate that. While John is, playing the Smallville good old boy type of deal.
Doing what's right.
That's why they love him. Stark children are raised right. Like that's why they love them.
Daenerys was raised as a High Lord. She even though she went through her thing on Dragonstone, she was raised fairly good. She didn't really start feeling the high life until. She's linked up with the Dothraki.
No, but she was all right. So she was raised on Dragonstone as a baby.
Yes,
but then she grew up in what was it, Essos?
Yeah,
and and they even said like in the book like it was a very quaint home that she stayed at. Yeah, it wasn't lavish or nothing. Like her brother was basically like, "I'll let the whole team rape you." Like she wasn't living a life, yo.
That was a scene that caught me when I first watched it.
Like they were still on the run from Baratheon.
Yeah,
because he knew they were alive and he was trying to end their lineage.
Yeah,
like that shit was nuts, dog. Like it was, but like at the same time, like we seen how she grew up. She went from being timid to ended up with Drogo, who showed her how to value herself. So her going through different situations with different people, Missandei and stuff like that, to basically showing how a leader should become, eventually. You feel me? Like she learned along the way progressively. But the thing is, right now, is everything that she got along the way, she's now losing little by little.
She is losing it. I'm gonna tell you what Jon Snow kind of have over Daenerys is the fact that everything that she's trying to accomplish, Jon really don't want. Jon just want happiness, and for the fact that Jon is willing to unite regardless of putting himself at risk, is what really is setting Jon apart. Like remember when Jon went to go get the Wildling army over there. Over the wall, it was more like, yo, he's going on a limb. Like this may not work, but if this is what the realm needs to survive, I am willing to do for the survival. Yeah. I mean, Daenerys' main goal after Khal Drogo died was to be the queen. You feel me? Like her motive is not that she's not. She said she wants to break the wheel, right? But her motive at the end of the day is so she can still rule. John's motive is like, I don't want to rule. Like my objective is for everybody to live happy, not to sit here and to be governed. And I feel like that's not. And I can't say this because if you look at what politics is right now, it's about the same thing. We are and I'm not knocking Donald Trump because to each their own.
Okay.
To each their own. Because I'm gonna say it like this: one man terrorist is the next man freedom fighter, right? Because I feel like economically, Donald Trump didn't benefit my pocket. But if you talk to some upper class people where their tax bracket is different, to them Donald Trump has been one of the best things for them.
I just can't wait for a boring president. I miss having a boring president.
Yeah, it's regular.
Yeah, can you just be a president?
Somebody who just wants to be. Well, I'm gonna say this. Let's see what happened. I think the race of how things is going right now will dictate that. But I think that doesn't mean we got sidetracked.
Yeah, Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Yeah, Gendry became the Lord of Dragonstone. Hyped up in the crib.
Dragonstone?
Yeah, she gave him Dragonstone.
No, it was where Stannis Baratheon is from.
Yeah, it was Dragonstone.
It wasn't Dragonstone.
Storm's End. There we go. Lord of Storm's End.
Yeah.
All right, so basically he got that. He's all hyped up and stuff like that. You know, where's my chick at? You feel me? He goes and runs off. And that was that, like, in that moment, you're like, yo, he about to get his heart broken.
Yeah.
Because we all knew it.
We knew
like, there was not
exactly
one person that knew she was going to say yes.
Yeah.
She told me, I'm not a lady, dog. Like, hold up.
Yo, for real.
Not me.
Because think about it. She didn't run up on you and tell you that, you know, she wanted to be with you. She didn't run up and tell you that, you know, this, that, and the third. The whole time, she was looking at you like you was a snack, bro. Like,
yeah.
And then she ran up on you. You know, the world's going to end tomorrow. I ain't never been with a dude before, so...
Yeah.
You know, she got her fix.
Yes.
Like, she wasn't going out like nothing. So he runs up on her.
She lived some life.
Yeah, and he's talking about, oh, I love you and all this other type of stuff, and I want you to be my lady. And she was like,
Yo, she hit him with that talk like, I can tell you ain't even getting none, dog.
Yeah, she's like, she was like, yo, any woman that ends up with you will be lucky to have you. Pulls that bow drawstring.
Yep.
like it was nothing, dog.
I got things to do.
Yo, for real, dog. Yo, I'm not a lady, dog.
That was a rough scene.
It was tough. It was hella tough.
Yeah, but I'm so happy for Gendry. Gendry got legitimized. I want to say that word properly. Yeah. Which is, I would say this for anybody who's an outside child. I'm an outside child, so you know, I know what it feels like looking at siblings where everybody's kind of looking at me like, yo, who is this person? Oh, that's your brother. But he light skinned. Yeah, y'all dark, but you know, two different family, and I've never been accepted to my other side of my family because of that.
Yeah,
you know, so that's been another conversation. So I kind of understand the idea, and they didn't technically try to notify me as me being who I am until my dad passed away. He was like, oh, he's dead now, so we want you to come to his funeral and carry his casket. But the whole time he was alive, y'all did everything in your power so I could never have a father.
Yeah.
You feel me? But now he's dead. It's like, oh, you want to show up? No, I'll collect my money. All right? So I collect my bread and kept it pushing. Yo, shout out to Cornelius Walker. He's dead now.
All right. All right, so what else happened? All right, so the Gendry thing happened. Brienne.
Oh, Brienne broke my heart,
that was tough, dog.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Brienne.
But
it was awkward.
It was really awkward.
Shout outs to my dude Tormund, dog. Yo, Tormund ran up on her, but he ran up on her with the worst pickup line ever, dog.
I don't know. That is
who's Tormund's pants? And then he just gave her that look. And then Jamie gave him that pushback, dog. That's not for you. That chest pat.
That was,
and then just walked away.
That was that jealousy.
Yeah, he looked at Jamie like,
yo, I thought he was gonna check him, dog. And then he let it happen. And next thing you know, they show him a little bit later on. He's like, I came all the way here for her, and she just left me.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, but when the other girl showed up, and she was like, "Well, I want to mess with the wildlings." He looked at her like,
he's like, "Dang, all right."
I feel better. And her homie showed up like, he's like,
that's still kind of weird. Yeah. Why the homies about to go after the Hound? Like,
Sansa sent them after them.
Yeah.
Sansa was the one that was shooting them girls. She was making sure they was good. That's why when homegirl tried to talk to what's his face, and then he kind of shoot her off. Yeah, the Hound. And then he kind of shoot her off. She looked at Sansa, and Sansa like gave her that nod, and she tried to push up on him again. Almost
that's all right. We're doing a review. That was a very good conversation.
I missed that part.
Because I'm gonna keep it real. The way she pulled up on him and she gave him that first conversation, the first 2 minutes, I was like, Sansa looked like he was trying to quarterback this position right now. You feel me?
She was securing it.
No, she did secure it. She secured it pretty good because what he said to her, he kind of apologized and whatnot and talking about how she got tainted. And she was like, yo, look, if I didn't get tainted, I would have never been the person I am right now. Yeah. So I had to gone through that. But I ain't going to lie.
I think she took a page from Daenerys' playbook, though, because the whole thing that she's been hearing ever since Daenerys pulled up is people fight for her because they love her. Mm-hmm. So I think she's trying to run that same...
Well, she's kind of doing that from the north. Well, she's doing it... The north is a little bit different because it's basically... The lords of the north are all like families, right there. Well, they're like cousins. Mm-hmm. That's all tied together up there. So it's more like, oh, her uncle runs this. My cousin is over here. Mm-hmm. So she does have that love, but that's a whole other conversation. Hopefully, what I'm dropping for the last episode, guys. So when this podcast will be out for that, I'm hoping to see. I love Daenerys. If Daenerys doesn't decide to marry Jon Snow, right? I'm not big on the incest thing. But I do feel like Daenerys is probably going to die. Just throwing it out there.
Everyone got to ignore that by now. Like, this whole show is incest. It's going
no, Trev, they show it. But I want you to remember, and it's not just the incest part, because we already know the Lannisters is doing that. We know the Targaryens do it, right? Yeah. But from what, and if you listen to what Tyrion and the Spider was talking about, Varys was talking about, is like the way the Northerners look at it, that's disgusting to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So John,
I like that conversation. That was the first time I actually looked at Varys, and I was like, you know what? You're not a bad guy.
Don't listen to that.
You feel me? I was like, you're not a bad guy, because every time we seen Varys,
he never was. It was just he's trying to make sure the realm is secure.
Yeah, but like the way that they portrayed him is like the way that he moved. He was like, what's his name? Randall from Recess.
Recess?
Yeah, like that. Miss Finster! Like, yo, like he was on that whole type of tip, and like pretty much he kind of navigated and kept things in a certain line.
Yeah.
And when he sat there and had a conversation with somebody of his caliber, that's when you realize what he was doing the whole time. And you're like, you know what? Like, homie has a point, dog. Like, he actually did, he was always guiding things in the direction it was supposed to be.
Well, for what he felt, and I'm happy he said this. Varys, other thing that he said, well, if anybody wants to go back to Varys' backstory, please do. I think it's very important to understand where Varys is coming from, to why he feels like he has to fight for the realm. And when he says he's fighting for the realm, he's talking about the small people. Yeah. Varys considered himself to be one of his little whisperers. His little birds is one of the little kids, because he was sold as a slave. You feel
he's a eunuch.
He's a eunuch. Yeah. Which they chopped him up. You feel me? I felt bad for that boy. They chopped him up, and he's been living his life that way. So he's looking from the perspective like, look, not saying I don't really care who's king, or whoever is going to be king. And this should be something that look forward to the world. Is somebody who knows and understands what the people at the bottom are going through. Yeah. Because rich people is going to stay rich. Middle class people more or less is going to stay middle or go higher, right? Not say they won't fall beyond, but we need to have something in place that's going to help the person at the bottom. What Daenerys was talking about in Game of Thrones is the fact that she wanted to break the wheel. Yeah. I mean, break the cycle of what's been going wrong. And I feel like that can apply to the real world, not just America, because I can even go throw that towards Africa. We have Sierra Leone and all those places over there that you think at this point people will stop be killing people for blood diamonds. People will stop be capturing Africans from their village and turn them into slaves. Other Africans capturing African, turn them into slaves so they can have their own wealth benefit. Yeah. Where you have a natural resources here that worth billions of dollars on the market, where we can use this and economically fix all of Africa's issue. But instead of fixing the issue, you have these warlords who's buying golden AKs. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they're spending the money on stuff that is not relevant. when they could be fixing the country, you know? And that's what Tyrion was asking, is like, yo, what happens after you? Like, you break the cycle, what you do
and
next?
Then what?
But I feel like, based on that, if Daenerys can't have any kids, and she won't, it's gonna be difficult for her to have something in place after she's gone. I feel like if Jon Snow, if whatever lord that they pray to in their world is to let him his manhood work, he should be able to pull a child out so he can have something that he can teach what he's known to keep the whole idea of gone. But I've sit there and watched a lot of these things, and I've come to realize, like, whatever the dad normally does, the child seems to always try to do the opposite. It's like you have to be struggling to understand the pain. When you're rich, you don't know what pain is.
Yeah.
So that's where that comes from.
I mean, and the one thing I could say about that, like, is sometimes it's not always the opposite. Because if there's one thing that, you know, the Starks are known for, is they're very noble.
Yes.
So like, Ned was like that. Rob was like that. John is exactly the same
thing.
way.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like, as far as the weight of respect they carried that because they were so much like their father. You feel me? Like, and you know, of course you have, you know, Rickon and Bran and, you know, Sansa and Arya and stuff like that. And wasn't there like another kid too? That was all of them. Okay, so like yeah, they had,
but he ain't a Stark.
They had a particular, you know, family mindset to live up to.
Yeah.
So no matter what, when a Stark pulled up, like, that name demanded respect, especially in the North. You feel me? That's you have your own area that's considered to be its own area based off of that alone itself. So when it came to her having that, like, everybody hyping up Jon and stuff like that, they were hyping up Jon, I think mostly because the entire situation was his plan and they didn't want to go along with it. But it ended up working out in the end. Meanwhile, Homegirl's pulling up talking about, like, yo, I'm your new queen. If you don't like it, you ain't got to live no more. Like, it was, like, she was giving them that hard conversation. Like, it's like you got somebody else, like let's say, like, the new governor pulls up and they're like, yo, I'm your new governor. If you don't like me, you know, we could just ship you out of state and, you know, we'll be done with it. And you're sitting here like, yo, who is this dude right here? like she gave him that conversation and she had like 2 armies and 2 dragons behind her. So it's not like you're going to sit there and voice your opinion.
Yeah, she had 3 dragons.
She had 2. She pulled up in Winterfell with 2.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when she went to help Jon, she had 3. When she started in that Jon, she started with 3. If she didn't, I'm going to say this, and this is as crazy as it sounds for Daenerys. If Daenerys really didn't help Jon, she would have been queen. She'd have been queen right now. Because she had it.
What?
Well,
because everyone would have been
honestly,
dead.
It would have been dead.
By the time she would have been queen, the Night King would have been in.
He at the door.
She would have had to deal with that. But he does have a point though. If she would have went straight for King's Landing, Cersei would not have been able to do anything. Yeah, true. Dog.
Yeah, she would have been bought.
Like
who's knocking up the door? Because everyone up north dead, and now heading down south.
Yeah, so that was a power play
like
too.
A 2-minute queendom.
Like that whole like that sniper confirmed shot on Rhaegal though. Like this is what made me upset, but I felt it was coming too because the whole time they were trying to figure out if Rhaegal was gonna die, and this is like or was dead. And it reminded me of the scene from Walking Dead where everybody thought Glenn died, and then they killed Glenn a couple of episodes later. Everybody thought Rhaegal died. We're sitting here, we're like, oh, thank God, you know, he's not dead. We still got 2 dragons. You see him, he's sitting there, he's flying again, you know, his wounds healed up, so you know it's been a certain period of time and stuff like that. And, you know, he's flying around doing his thing. Next thing you know, he's got like, what, 5, 6, 7 minutes of screen time. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot neck. Like that. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, yo, get out the way. Like that first chest shot came. Yeah. I was like, all right. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Yeah, you can survive this one.
Yo, you got it. Then the next one hit the wing, and you're like, yo, get out the way. Get out the way. And then like, what was it? It was the chest, the wing, and then
the last one through the throat.
Yeah, through the throat. And then the second the neck one hit, you're like, damn it, dog! Like you're sitting there, and then it's like, oh, like you hear him and you see him just hit the water, And I was sitting there, I'm like, yo, that's the second one that dive bombed into water.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it
after
real.
it got killed.
Yeah,
like,
I had a little memorial for him. I played this song. I was like, although we've come to the end of the road.
Yo, like you see it, oh dog, and the way she was trying to pull up on Euron and that fleet.
Yo, she was ready.
She
realized
he fired at her after she turned away.
Yeah, because she was about to light him up.
Honestly, if she would have hit him right there, she would have probably caught him. Because he was sitting there, he was aiming, and it was like that Wild West like chicken standoff thing. She could have hit him and killed him. She could have.
He would have let go.
Yeah, but all those ships would have caught that dragon. Yeah, them boys knew what they was doing because she had to dodge like 3 of those shots before she got away.
I'm gonna say this, and this is the reason why you can never underestimate people, right? Mm-hmm. Because while the North was preparing to fight the Night Walker, the Night King,
King's Landing was prepared to fight her.
It was preparing,
yeah, because Qyburn,
or whatever comes out.
Mm-hmm.
No, well, Qyburn, they wouldn't know. They wouldn't perform. They wasn't ready for the whites. I'll tell you that.
I don't know if they even believe what was going on.
No, they did.
They did.
Yeah, remember
because she saw it with her own eyes.
They saw that, but you didn't prepare. You didn't send your army up there. You just make sure our home was straight.
Yeah.
She was banking on all of them getting killed too.
Yeah, she was banking them getting killed. Yep. And then her army would have fought the Night King, and then she would have won. That's what she thought.
With what? Because, you don't have no, what is it? What's the...
Valerian steel?
That
or Dragon Glass?
Dragon Glass.
I think they had one Valerian steel sword.
No, they only have one.
If they didn't win up north, you was going to die too. Yeah. Because you ain't had nothing ready.
Exactly.
You keep on shooting them arrows, but you have a undead dragon coming at you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And probably two.
Because look at it. When she rolled up and they had that meeting, did she only have 2 dragons or did she have all 3?
2.
She had 2?
Yeah, because she already lost. What was his name?
Because I think Cersei had said something about that after they saw the Walker. They're like, yo, like
I thought she had 3 dragons.
Yeah, for real. And then they see the Walker or whatever, and they're like, yo, you lost a dragon to that thing?
Yeah.
Yo, that dragon would have pulled up on that city. That dragon does not need to take a breath to shoot fire. That was the first thing that I noticed on that other episode. He was shooting fire consecutively for like 4 minutes, dog.
It was pretty crazy.
So like you're sitting there, you're like, yo, like you kind of caused a situation for us here. Now, granted, they would have had those giant, crossbow things, and they would have probably been able to knock old boy out the sky. But if he would have fell into the city, he would have just been spewing everywhere. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't have been able to beat the Night King. Now, her, on the other hand, you have like 18, 19, 20 of those freaking super crossbows aimed at one target. You kind of got a stalemate because granted, you have a dragon and the dragon is powerful, but if we don't go outside, you can't come over here. Because if you try to fly over here, we kill your dragon and then that's it. You ain't got no leverage no more. So like as of right now, it's a stalemate. And I think that's what like drove that face that she made after Missandei got like beheaded and she sat there and she turned around, she started walking. That was the face of somebody that had to swallow defeat, but is like willing to do whatever it takes to win at the same time. So she's like
gonna take that throne and she's gonna burn everyone to get to it.
She's about to light it up.
I'm telling you, she's gonna end up losing Drogon, dog. There's no way if she wants to keep Drogon alive, she needs to leave that alone. Like real talk, because if she sits there, she tries to enter the city. If she tries to enter the city with that, he's gonna die. There's no way that he won't die. Mm-hmm. They're gonna catch him. And Euron is a brilliant battle strategist. He's a douche. Mm-hmm. He really is a douche. But the dude in forms of combat is amazing. Now, my main thing is what's gonna happen when Jaime pulls up in King's Landing. Talking about, oh yeah, you're too late. I already knocked her up.
You did that before I left.
Yeah. How's my son doing?
Yeah, exactly. And
but here's the thing, though.
Well, he looked at her when Tyrion was talking about the baby
how
too. He was like,
about the baby? Hold up.
Yeah, he gave her that look.
I think he's about to know. He's about to figure out that he's getting played.
Yeah, he knew she ain't pregnant no more. He knew.
Euron?
No,
we're talking about Euron.
Euron, no, Euron looked at her.
Euron gave her that look when Tyrion was like,
yo,
the baby.
You know about the baby?
Because there's no way he would have known.
No, because he he looked at. Remember, she looked at her and he told her he gonna put a baby in her belly. He looked at Cersei and told Cersei that, right?
Yeah, so that was like what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, but when Euron heard that, Euron is basically thinking that she was pregnant for him because he thought he gave her. He did his.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
You feel me?
So he was thinking that the whole time. And Tyrion, he's like, "Oh yeah, I know you want to build a new world for your new baby," and they just zoom back into her, and he was like,
"Yeah," he's like, "Hold on."
Like he just looked over, like, "Yo, what's going on?" So like that's gonna be an uncomfortable conversation, but
is it though? I think she knows how to play it. Like she's been doing this game from season 1.
That's true. But here at the same time, it's not like he's gonna sit there and disrespect her anyway, because she always got the mountain behind her. So yeah, even if he sits there and he starts getting pissed, all you're gonna hear is that. That's it.
So anything else we gotta mention on?
All right, so
I say Daenerys is gonna die in this next episode.
I don't think she gonna die. I think she made that in the last one, but good prediction, Donville. Anything more to add before we chop it up? Jamaica have World Championship this weekend, and it's not Jamaica. Most countries in the world have World Championship in Tokyo. So if anybody's into track and field, go ahead and watch that. Sad but hurt for the Jamaica team. Jamaica male team is not as strong as it could have been. It's probably at the weakest it's been in the last 15 years. So, but the women team is looking strong. So, regardless of how good or bad you do, guys, go ahead. Go online, Facebook, YouTube, go support that. You feel what I'm saying? We want to make sure that we're promoting all athletes from every country. Not because I'm promoting Jamaica, but if your country's out there running, go ahead and support that. You feel me? Yeah, represent. I feel like track and field is an underrated sport, but it's actually one of the first sport that was ever created. Right. So we want to make sure everybody get them support on that. I mean, more or less.
Any predictions on NBA right now?
Any predictions on NBA? All right, guys. I'm gonna say it. My team that I'm technically cheering for this year is the Milwaukee Bucks. I have two teams. I have the Golden State from the West. I have Milwaukee in the East. Now I'm gonna go out to the end and say this: if Milwaukee and Golden State see each other in the final, and I want to say if because the Raptors has been playing good, but I kind of see that the Raptors is going to hurt if Kawhi Leonard don't play. It kind of feels like the team kind of needs him. Well, I feel like the Bucks can survive without Giannis.
Those two games are going on tonight.
Yes,
I really want to watch those.
No, not sure. I'm gonna eyeball them things. Yeah. So based on that, if the Bucks doesn't get to the finals and the Golden State does, I'm gonna go with Golden State. But if they both go together, I think I really want the Bucks. I felt like Golden State has won championships already. Yeah, it would be nice for a three-peat. I'm a big Antetokounmpo fan, the Greek freak. His story is inspiring. I always love the underdog story.
Wait, three-peat? They won 3 times in a row.
No, this will be their third.
This will be the
really?
Golden State.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the reason why I'm saying it like that is because Giannis' story is he's come from a very humbling beginning. If anybody's ever struggling in life, and I want to use the word struggle because I'm not talking about mommy and daddy who has a nice little job and you're still good. I'm talking about struggling where if you're not getting up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, being on the street, selling your little product to make your family survive, you don't really know what it feels like. You feel what I'm saying? So for knowing where Giannis is coming from, I really would I think that would be a very nice endeavor for him. Yeah. So that's just my personal endeavor. So in basketball, sure, that's what I'm looking for.
So okay, tonight is Game 7 for Denver versus Portland.
Yeah,
I would like to see Portland to win it.
So they have the two Curry brothers
play against each other, and Damian Lillard too. This is the farthest he's probably going to go.
Yeah.
In the West. So I would like to see that, and I don't know on the East. Yeah, Toronto. I want Toronto to go.
You want Toronto to go? Okay, good. Yeah, sure. You got all your Canadian family over there, dog.
They're gonna bug out because when I was over there, they were just they're preaching Toronto. They're preaching that team. I was like, Raptors. There's other teams, right?
Yeah. It's funny how you said, Trevor. Before we jump off, Tracy McGrady looked over and did his little interview and said he knows what Kawhi Leonard is feeling over there. Because you can see if Leonard don't play no ball, it's like the Raptors are feeling it. Because I think when the Raptors did a trade for Leonard, they gave away I forgot his name now. DeRozan, and they gave away DeRozan, and they gave away 2 good shooters to get Leonard, right? And it's like if they want to have any success with Leonard, and actually I think Leonard's contract ends this year too. Trev.
Was it Ross? Because Ross went to Orlando.
Right?
Yeah.
But he only had a 1-year contract with Toronto. Is it 1 or 2?
I don't remember. I can't remember.
Because Trevor, from what I come to understand, I know Leonard contract is supposed to be end this year. KD current contract is ended this year.
This year's free agency is going to be interesting, and I think New York Knicks is going to be the next super team.
I think if Nick gets KD,
yeah, they get one of them, KD, and I would say Kemba. Go for Kemba Walker.
Yeah, he need a good point guard out there.
Yeah, especially the dude from New York too. Hopefully he doesn't end up like
the Knicks think they're gonna get Zion, dog.
See,
they want Zion. Let's see how that goes.
And they got the money to do it.
Yeah, they got the cap space for it.
But before we wrap up the show, I want to say welcome to the world, baby Lila, aka Baby Live, aka Little Fish. She was born on this past, was it Tuesday or Wednesday? And we're going to celebrate her 9-day this coming week. Yeah. So welcome to the world. Hold her for her first time was a few days ago.
Sure, you're practicing, dog.
Yeah, practicing. But
I don't believe you alone. Yep.
Yo, it was kind of creepy too. Not holding her, but after the first time holding her, I had a dream of me watching over her, and it was just me in the house holding her, and her eyes looking at me. It was like, yo, I know you. Like, you never seen when someone just look at you and like, yo, I know you. Then she disappeared. Like, I'm kind of concerned. Yo, where did baby go? Where did baby go? Where did it go? Right? Then came back. She came back, and I'm still holding her. I'm like, what just happened? And it almost gave me a realization. Our dream worlds are similar, because when she's not there, she's awake. And when I'm not there, I'm awake. It's almost like we are always linked. I don't know how it happened, because it's not my kid. This is I'm going to be I'm an uncle right now. Yeah. So, but
well, they do say children are more in tune with spiritual aspects.
Yeah, but it was like the look she gave me in that dream was like, yo, I just seen you for the first time, like a few hours ago. So it was just eerie. But side notes
before shout out to Babyfish.
Yeah, before we end, I'm gonna let y'all know right now. All three of y'all better. Let me get some wood. There we go. Knock on it. Oh my God. But y'all, all three of y'all better go see John Wick 3, because I know I'm talking about it next Saturday. Y'all better go see it. I'm telling you right now. I've been waiting for this one.
That movie, man.
And it already almost got a perfect score on Rotten Tomatoes. They literally said it is the perfect movie. Wow. John Wick 3 is the perfect movie. That's what they call it.
Interesting.
So I gotta peep that.
Yo, if you're a PETA fan, you're watching John Wick, bro. I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation. You know, let me give one more shout out.
And they also greenlighted another Matrix movie.
Oh, did they?
What?
Yes, they did. Oh, good.
Keanu Reeves greenlighted another Matrix movie.
Finally.
Matrix 4.
All right, let me give a special shout out. And this is a plug as well, just so we can get it cut clear and done. I want to shout out to Janelle. Janelle doing her thing. She's doing her immigration law, starting her law business.
Okay.
So if anybody is looking for legal advice for immigration law, I think she has a status posted on her Instagram. I mean, look her up. I think she's public, and it will tell you what criteria you may have to fit if you're looking for any immigration help. And I think her practices kind of will stem from a lot of people who's in business immigration. So if you actually own a business overseas and you're doing your thing, go ahead and give it a shout out. And my wife works for her as well. So
I wanted to talk to her about the whole Tierra Marie 50 Cent thing too.
Oh well, I mean, did you listen to Tierra Marie's Breakfast Club interview?
Yeah,
50's been running up on everybody.
But it's like, I mean, I heard Janelle's point of view of it. What is y'all point of view of it? Like, the whole he reposted revenge porn. On Instagram.
I'm gonna tell you this: the repost thing, you can't really get mad at 50 for that. People repost all the time. If you don't like what the person is reposting,
I'm just mad I missed it twice.
Yo, look, if you can't be mad at somebody reposting, people repost stuff. And I'm gonna say this because it was hurtful to her. That's why she felt away. But at the end of the day, Tierra, 50 didn't got no love for you in the beginning. It's not like 50 was your boy. So what I felt like, because the man was rich, she did a come up off of it. You feel me? And I'm gonna say this for any couple who's in a relationship: if you don't want people to see what you're doing, don't record it. So if when you record it, I'll just keep this in mind. This may be seen. So if it's gonna be seen, just make sure you're doing your good work or your best work.
We can't just throw it. We can't just throw the book at her like that, man. I mean, like 50 is wrong for posting that. Like
he's a bully.
Yeah, like you don't do that, man. Like, chill.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not saying that.
At some point, somebody got step and be like, "Yo, chill, man."
That dude does not play with people. That
he was out of line for doing that.
It is out of line.
Yeah.
I'm not saying what I'm not saying. I'm not saying he's not out of line, and I'm not saying he's not wrong for posting it, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm just basically saying with it, Donville, is that it's his account. Right?
Yeah.
He can repost whatever he wanted. Now, if he was the one who posted the original, who was the first poster saying that they posted it, and he was the one who's promoting the tape then and there, yes, he was wrong. But you can't get mad for a repost. A repost means that you're just taking a source. How many times we've seen stuff? I remember back in the day, we saw that video where someone was like, "Oh, is that whose wife is that?" Where the girl was getting smashed and she was supposed to be getting married or something like that. It was like popular on Facebook. You feel what I'm saying? And the girl, the husband, the fiance left his wife and decided.
I got you.
Yeah, but the whole gist of it, things like that gets posted all the time.
Yeah.
She's acting like she's the first celebrity who got outed this way. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not saying she's not wrong. The people who she really needed to sue and needed to be running up on was whoever leaked it through her. Because if you know how the video came out, it didn't come out on anybody else's page. It came out on her page.
Yeah.
So
because it supposedly was the former boyfriend.
The dude that was in the video.
Yeah. And according to him, it wasn't even him, but that's a whole other conversation.
Well, and that's the problem. We don't know who. 50 Cent comes out, he's this big figure, and you're susceptible to be sued at that point.
That's
it
true.
Happens.
Because, he had the numbers. People are always going to watch
the numbers
him. And he knows people are going to watch his page.
Yeah.
You reposted that. Your moral code is just not.
So, Trevor, let me say something about the moral code between Tierra Marie. Tierra Marie was like, she didn't have time to respond to the video. If she had time to respond, she'd have did the same thing Kim did.
Which is what?
She would have went to Vivid.
How do you know that?
Because she said it in the interview. That's what Kim did. Kim mom, that's fact.
That's what Tierra Marie said?
Yeah, she said in an interview. She basically said she didn't have time to respond. It basically hit her Instagram. If she had a choice in the matter before it hit, she would have took it to Vivid because she'd have went with same thing Kim and Ray J did. Went to Vivid. It was going to get leaked. So before it hit the internet, they just copyrighted it so they can. So
from that aspect, she can still.
If she said that, because I swear I saw the same interview. I didn't hear that. I heard that she brought up that I can't do the same thing Kim did because they went to Vivid.
No, because they asked her if she's trying to get it taken down because it's on Pornhub and all the other sites, right? Because she has no control over it, and she said she couldn't do what Kim did. But if she had her way, and Trevor, let me tie it loosely.
I gotta make sure I heard that right.
No, let me tie it loosely. I guess let me tighten it up a little bit. What she was basically saying is that she didn't have time to respond to it the way the Kardashians did. In the sense that the Kardashians know the tape was going to come out, they couldn't stop it. Right? But before it came out, let's sell what we have to Vivid. So there's some copyright infringement going on. So if anybody's going to watch the tape, let me get paid off of it. The same thing what Mimi did with Nico.
Mimi, that was a porno.
No,
that was not a sex tape.
Mimi and Nico has a tape that wasn't going to get leaked. So what they did before the tape got leaked, right, Trev? Yeah. They was like, look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna film it because, all right, for me, I saw the version that they had that was technically gonna get leaked was her just getting a little bit of smash session. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You just saw her face.
So what? They just recorded a porn?
Yes. They basically reshot the Nico and Nick. I'm sorry, I forgot her name now. Nico or whatever her name is from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Stevie J's baby mama, right? She was basically like, it was gonna come out. So before it got dropped, because her suitcase, and this is the suitcase got stolen with a tape, and they got someone wrote them and was like, look, this is a screenshot of the tape. If you don't pay up, we're posting it. So she was getting blackmailed. Yeah. So Nico looked at her and was like, and that's why she said she felt like Nico was the one who set up the whole bag being stolen. Because right after the bag gets stolen and they got that email, his big response was like, yo, look, if they're gonna leak it and we won't get paid off it, let's just shoot our thing, go to Vivid. So when it gets dropped, it's more like we're just owning it. Like you were gonna see me anyway. You feel me? So that's basically her angle. Not saying she wanted to let it out, Trev. Mm-hmm. But if she knew it was gonna come out the way it did, she would have took the right.
So what does that have to do with her being right or wrong?
Well, all right, Donville. All right, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna use Janelle in context. Janelle was said as a woman, she doesn't do provocative pictures for guys. So if you're a guy and you like her, you ain't gonna get no crotches shot. You ain't gonna get no breast shot. You're not gonna take pictures of me, right? Okay. If you're a couple, if anybody, I won't say this, and I'm let me loosen this up. If anybody records themselves having any form of intercourse, you have to be ready, willing, and able, knowing that it can and will get leaked. Yeah. That's the generation that we're in. So and she's a celebrity. Okay. So you see, at her caliber, remember, she recorded that after she was on Love and Hip Hop. Yeah. So she didn't record that when she was technically broke. So you're recording this knowing that, and she always said it. She knew dude had a motive. She knew he'd been trying to get on the limelight. He'd been trying to get on Love and Hip Hop. Yeah. So you're going to put yourself in a position to record something with somebody who been trying to find their niche into the system. It's like.
But you making it sound like she's setting this whole thing up when she's the victim of this act.
I'm not.
It's apparent that she's the victim, but the way you're setting up is like you're trying to make it seem like she's a bad person. Because
no, I don't want to say that. If that's
then what are you saying?
What I'm saying is that when you do stuff like this and the repercussion comes, you should be ready for it. So you can't make a sex tape, right? And then when the sex tape get released, get mad. Because
she did.
No,
hold on.
Somebody come in. Please say something.
What it was a sex act was going on between two different people.
Yes.
Two intimate people that was in a relationship.
Yes.
In the privacy of their own home,
which everyone is free to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Everyone is free to do it.
Quote unquote, that phone was hacked.
Yeah.
And was posted the pitch onto her
page.
Instagram or whatever. Right. Like, I don't see how she's in the wrong if her.
All right, let me ask you a question. Why is 50 Cent the only? She only sold 2 people. How many people reposted the video?
God, thousands.
All right, so why she only sold 2 people?
Because these were the first 2 people
the person if in the scenario there's one person should have got sued in that situation. The person Akbar would have been the person that gets sued. The person who she technically said hacked went in her phone, her ex-beau, and posted it. You can't. The only reason why, and I'm gonna say this is my personal opinion. The only reason why 50 got hit is because now if anybody wants to speculate, go back and listen to her interview. What she said is that he was the only famous person that she was aware of that reposted it. That's it. So
wait, Sian, you said you can't sue, but she did sue him.
No, she tried to sue him.
No, she did sue him.
It got.
She might not have won the case, but she sued him.
What she did, she had a cease and desist for 50 Cent on for him putting it up. That's what the cease and desist. He took it down, right? But the legal battle still goes on. So basically, she went into court.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you. Let me get into why your case got thrown out. So why she did lose the case, right? So she technically, you're right. She did sue 50. Let me clear it up. She did try to sue 50, but on the legal side of it, the case got thrown out. 50 countersued her. It was a countersuit for her to pay his legal fees.
Yeah.
For her drag him into court when nothing happened. That's how he's paying her, because she put him to court. Now the same dude who she said leaked the video. Right after all that went on, they were still tied together. Meaning that it came out, you said he was wrong, I'm suing you, but now you're caught with him. And this is how she hated. She was like, the only reason why she was buddying up with him is basically so she can gain any information. Now her lawyer caught wind that she basically was caught seen with the dude going out and doing also. You're trying to tell me the person who leak it on your website that you're supposed to be suing, right? Allegedly, Akbar and 50 Cent. Then she's gonna come out and say, at first she said Akbar and 50 Cent were best friends, right?
Yeah.
Then as the story went on, Akbar and 50 Cent ain't friends.
Yeah.
So at that point, so you're like, okay, so now this is my perspective after it gone on. In the beginning, I was very much on Tierra Marie's side, but as it gone on, it felt like she was targeting the man because the money was there. She wasn't targeting anybody else who reposted it. She just went at the one person who she knew had the money, so she came up on. So when she basically did that and her lawyer found out that she was still messing with Akbar, the lawyer was like, yo, you making me look stupid in the street because you have me going up fighting for you when the people who you're supposed to have me fighting against, you're still hanging out with.
Yeah.
So now she lost all credibility. So in the court eye, she is incredible because now they can't prove that 50 Cent, right, was part of the controversy, because what she's saying is that 50 Cent put her boyfriend up to it to leak it so he can get it to repost it.
Yeah.
So she's jumping through different hoops. So at first, I'm not even gonna lie, I felt like it was cloud chasing. But I just want to put this out because she is not the only female that's going through this. Right?
Yeah.
She is not. I want to say there's a lot of girls who are going through the same situation who doesn't have Tierra Marie platform where she's gonna be like, well, I'm gonna sue this person for that. Most girls who are going through this is just taking the L. But my point of it is, Don, I want to say this.
Yeah, it gets a point.
My point of it is that when you make this tape, even when you make the tape in the privacy of your own home.
Who's holding the camera in the tape?
Who's holding the camera in the tape? Akbar.
So how did Tierra Marie make the tape?
How did Tierra? Well,
was it on her phone?
Yes.
Okay, so the Akbar dude is holding her phone.
On her phone.
Doing this film. She did not make a tape. She was in it. You get what I'm saying? She's a victim of this. Like,
but
I feel like it's wrong to be like.
To be frank, her hands was a little bit tied up when she was recording.
Okay.
That's the whole.
I think the moral thing that I'm trying to at least make sure we are clear on, at least my take. I don't know, maybe Don take on it too. It wasn't wrong for her to make a personal, intimate tape.
No, it's not wrong.
Her significant other.
No, it's not wrong. It's not wrong.
That's the whole 50 part. That's messy.
It's not wrong. It's not. It's not wrong.
I'm just saying what 50 part. Yeah. He's a celebrity. He's a person that
he's scumbag for that. I'm not gonna lie.
Amongst 1,000, but moral code wise,
he should have never did.
You're a scumbag for that.
You don't repost stuff like that.
But the thing is, we can't let people thinking, let people think that it's wrong to have intimate pictures or thing with their significant other.
Yeah,
because stuff do get leaked. Look at the fappening.
I remember when the iCloud got leaked. You remember when the iCloud got leaked?
That's the happening.
That was what it's called?
Yeah.
That was it.
Everyone's stuff was out
Every
there.
celebrity. Like, we were looking at people that
you gotta take precautions when you do that. Nowadays, all phones got secure folders for stuff like that, or documents. But not put your pictures there.
You can still get into that.
Still get to that.
But you can still, but I'm just saying, not even to a cloud. It's levels to do it. But if you want to have back in the day, people used to have Polaroids of a little thing of their whoever, right? Yeah. So it's like, it's always out there. But we are in a day and age that
we just perverted Trev.
By a click of a button, your stuff can be in millions of places.
But I'm gonna say, sometimes you have to live your truth. I think the fact that because Tierra fought it so much, and I want to say this, because she fought it, is why it kind of negatively hurt her. Like, if she would have, like, I'm gonna keep it real. When Kim came out, Kim and Ray J thing came out, they promoted the tape because Vivid was running the promotion. It came out, we couldn't stop it. Boom. When what was the next one? Mimi thing was coming out. Instead of fighting it, promote it. Now everybody talked about the Shah Rod thing. Now the Shah Rod thing it's been gone. You feel me? No, not saying we're not talking about. The only reason we talk about Tierra Marie is because she keep talking about. Well, now her and 50 because they be battling about their legal stuff. But I ain't gonna lie, if she probably would have never put so much energy towards it, she could have just came out and said, "Look, I can't change anything. Like, this is me and my dude."
Yeah, but you don't know. You can't speak for somebody and how that would affect them mentally because that is a violation, yo.
It is a violation.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she got violated, so you can't be like, "Oh, well, you got violated. You need to embrace it. Like, that sounds crazy, yo.
She ain't recording. She ain't gonna be recording no more tapes, though. I tell you that much.
I don't think it's a laughing matter, but
no, it's not a laughing matter. But I would say this. You see, that's why, you know, when Dennis said earlier about getting to the first orgasm first before we make some conscious decision. That's why we, as a society, we need to start making some conscious decision before we do a certain things. Because if you're going to be doing something with somebody in the private and comfort of your own home that you have no trust, that not saying because she's trusting, because when she talks about it, she said she loved, care for him, and trust him. She thought this was the one, but it's obviously he didn't care for her the same way. You feel me? Because he said he didn't leak it, but he was the last person who had the cell phone right before it got leaked.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Like something had to happen.
Yeah, something had to get happen. Now, no one knew who Akbar was. You didn't even know who I didn't even know who Akbar was until that scenario.
I'm sorry. I kind of laughed when I heard the name was Akbar.
Was Akbar?
But it was just me. I know. I'm sorry. Whatever. I laughed a little bit.
Yeah, but I want to go on, Trev.
But the whole thing is, I mean, we're repeating this statement. It's just, it's sad that even though yes, you're a celebrity or whoever else, this could happen to people shoot down the street. Yo, your stuff get out there and without your permission.
Yeah, it's still shared around the world.
Yeah, it's still wrong. So not just 50s is scumbag. Akbar is scumbag if he did it. Whoever officially leaked it is a scumbag. All the thousands and millions of reposts are scumbags. It's the same thing as the fappening. It's like, yo, why are you? If they didn't give you permission, why are you spreading it?
Well, and sure, we're in a society right now where those are the things that excites people. That's really what it comes down to. You know, like before, I would say, not saying it wasn't scandalous in the earlier part of time, but we're in a generation where people are just so into people's business. Yo, like you can't live your life. You feel what I'm saying? Whatever way you want it needed to be. Because not saying Pamela Anderson did a couple tapes with different celebrities. You feel what I'm saying? And they don't scrutinize her the same way that basically Tia Marie is going through right now. Even Stevie J has a tape, and Eve don't feel the same pain that Tia Marie felt. You feel me? There's a lot of celebrities out there that goes through it. I just felt like is whoever is chasing the cloud sometime. It hit. Look when the Fappening thing happened, right, Trev? Look how many female celebrities got outed. All they basically they were like, yo, they were like, yo, we just sued so anybody who had it from the cloud just don't be posting it. Yeah. And that was it. It was just a cease and desist. But I'm gonna say this. I think the energy that you see, if Tia Mary would have just the cease and desist, right, instead of trying to go after the man's pocket, it wouldn't look as bad as it did right now. That's really what it was. 50 was wrong, and I'm not gonna condone him foolishness. He was wrong for what he did. You feel me? And I'm gonna say this for any couple out there who decided they want to make a tape, try to make sure whoever you're doing these things with is somebody you know, love, and trust. And I'm not saying people don't do it, but I do know that there's a lot of people who just do stuff for the heat of the moment. Some stuff is not meant to left for the heat of the moment. Some things just need to get planned. That's just my point away from it. But Donville, yes, I want to make sure I clarify that I'm not backing 50 Cent. Yeah, but I'm just saying that Tia Marie putting herself in the position that she put herself in is like what you can expect. And I want to say this. That's why I use Janelle, because Janelle made a very good statement with that. She's like, she don't do that because she knows these are the repercussions that she sees girl go through. So she'll never be messing with a dude where she wants to send him. She's like, if you want to see it, right?
People say all types of things.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah. People say anything they want.
I said, "Oh, girl, I mean, we're so far away."
I don't do that. Next thing you know, oh, dang, what happened?
Well, I come back to my whole false hope conversation.
False hope.
Yeah. All right.
That was such a false hope. Sending nudes. I'm sorry.
It's false hope.
I never really like.
Yo, it's not even. It's true. If I get some news from a girl and you're like, okay, well, after the next 2 or 3 conversations, I don't think I'm gonna really want to mess with you. But you have all these pictures that you look at, you're like,
man,
delete and gone.
Yeah, because the imagination is gone by that. And it's like, wait, I already seen it. Like, I like when I about to find out in person what I'm about to deal with.
Yeah. I like the in-person appeal too, Trevor. I 100% agree with you.
Ain't nothing wrong with the pregame, dog.
Yes, it is nothing wrong with the pregame.
As long as you actually gonna be a player.
Yo, the pregame is good if it's gonna lead to me playing.
And you sit there, you dropping them photos. You better be prepared for that action. Don't just drop the photos, and the next thing you know, like you don't even get to play on the field and everything like that. Like that's false advertisement, dog. We don't promote that here.
Shoot.
So anything else we got today?
Let's see what else. No, there's something else.
TikTok.
I mean, I can always keep rambling, but I want to make sure everybody sneaks something in. So you all right? So guys, so let me lock it off for the week. Positive thought. All right, everybody should know that no matter what you do in life, live your best life. You see people do things that they regret. If you're gonna do something, just don't do it and regret it. You feel what I'm saying? If you have something you have to regret, just make sure if you do something else positive or anything else in the future, just make your best foot forward so you can make the best decision. All right. And for the ratchet thought of the day, dog, it's like don't stand into stinking people. Their smell. One podcast. We out.